And I hope you're ready. And here's the answer in 3 distinct parts. So here is secret number 1. You need to share the QSA plan with yourself. And I'm not being ridiculous. I want you to give yourself the QSA plan sales conversation over and over again. Give it to yourself over and over again. I want you to repeat it so many times that you find yourself giving the QSA plan to people you encounter in your dreams. It's important. I want you to internalize the sales conversation so it's second nature. In addition, do you own the QSA plan? Have you purchased a policy? And I'm serious when I say that it's really tough to have people you are sharing the QSA plan feel your commitment and your passion and the fire in your belly about its features and benefits if you're not a policyholder. It's kind of like if you were a district manager for a bunch of Starbucks, but you stop and buy your coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. Know what I mean? So, here's secret number 2. Who are your closest and most trusted gal pals and buddies? Write down their names. And if you're like the rest of us, you probably have, 3 to 6 people that you consider to be real close friends. Next, I want you to write down some of the people you just do business with. These are folks who are taking your money. You should have on this list your doctor, your nurse at the doctor's office, some of the folks at the grocery store, maybe the bike shop, the drugstore, bank, barbershop, or maybe the beauty shop. You probably can think of 6 to 12 people who gladly take your money every week and month. Now, the next step I want you to do is to write down the people you interact with the most each week that are not close friends and those people that you do business with. For example, write down names of folks at your church, your neighbors, people that you encounter at your local pub, some teachers, some coaches, and you get my drift. And you probably can think of maybe 8 to 12 people in this category. And then finally, I want you to write down the names of all of your family members who are close by you. Live, proximity. Your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your grandpa, grandma, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, and feel free to include some adopted family members too. These are people you grew up with and maybe took you under their wing, and those you consider to be family because of marriage. Heck, I bet you have 10 to 20 folks on this very special list. So golly, you now have somewhere between 27 and I bet 50 people on your list. And let's call this your relationship list. And there's science behind what I'm sharing with you folks. This is your relationship list. Seriously, these are folks you have relationships with. Admittedly, you have different kinds of relationships with the various people on the list, but nonetheless, you have a meaningful relationship with them. Now, I know what you are thinking. You are probably thinking in your head, but Chris, I hate the idea of selling to my family and friends. Well, I have just one thing to say to you. Just listen up. Let's just say your list has 35 people who you would consider that you have a relationship with. It might be more, it might be less. And this is your relationship list. Now, based on the incidence of cancer ratios of the 35 families on your list, do you realize the odds are over 26 of those families will have an occurrence of cancer in their lifetime? Let's assume you have 35 men on your list, some form or fashion. Do you realize, based on the odds, over 16 of those will have an occurrence of cancer? Of the 35 women that you might have on your list, over 12, almost 14 will have an occurrence of cancer in their lifetime. In fact, odds are a number of the families, men and women, have already endured a cancer treatment experience of those folks that are on your list. So the question I need to ask you is this. It's not so much, but Chris, I feel uncomfortable selling, to family and friends. The question I have to ask you is, since you know the features and benefits of the QSA plan, why wouldn't you want to show it to family and friends? Get over it, folks. Listen. How would you feel if you were busy about finding strangers to show the QSA plan to, only to discover a person, a family on your relationship list was diagnosed with cancer and you had not talked with them about the QSA plan? You'd feel awful, right? And I know you would feel awful because I know this has actually happened to me. So here's what I want you to do. This is your relationship list action plan. First, make a point to contact between 2 to 3 people on your relationship list each day for the next 7 days. And this is what I want you to say to them. So consider this to be your script. You say, when you call them, hey, this is hard for me to ask. Let's feel like, hey, Gloria, this is hard for me to ask, but I need to show you something. It literally will take 5 minutes. And I want you to tell me what you think. If you are interested, then we could talk more. If not, no problem, but I need your help. Now, trust me, folks, some will immediately say, of course, come on right over. And you'll say, I'll be right over. Some will say, of course, how about next week? And you say, how about Monday at 9? And some will say, what is this about? And you say, I can tell you more about it when we meet. And then, of course, you will have some people on your relationship list say, are you trying to sell me something? And I want you to say with full confidence and competence, yes. I want to sell you on a way to protect your family if you get cancer because I value our relationship. I guarantee you that 10 to 15 folks will agree to meet with you sooner than later. And why would they do that? Well, because you asked them. Second, they value the relationship they have with you. Third, they want to help you. And fourth, they are curious as hell because most likely you've never asked for a favor like this from them before, even though perhaps you've offered up a lot of favors. So here are the next important step on your action plan. When you get face-to-face with the folks on your relationship list, don't blow it. Be sure to give them the best sales conversation about the QSA plan you can. And by the way, the more you present the QSA plan, the better you will become. Funny how that works. And here's the next important point. After you finish your conversation about the QSA plan, I want you to ask these questions of them. Hey, how did I do? Does the QSA plan make sense? Do you see how a $20,000 up to a $70,000 cash benefit would be important to you and your family if you were diagnosed with cancer? I will ask you to trust me again when I say that 50% or more of those you talk with will agree with what you said, and they will agree to purchase. This process will work, however, but you must work the process. Let's shift gears for a moment and let me share with you how you can build the number of people on your relationship list. This is called gaining referrals. It's the backbone of any business enterprise, especially in relationship marketing. And it's secret number 3 I want to share with you. Let me stress how important it is for you to watch the QSA training video on how to gain referrals. It is critical training tool. It's good stuff, and it will help you do good on your way to doing well. Now, here's what I want you to do with each and every person you talk with who does not want to purchase from you, and every person who does purchase from you, and every person who does not qualify the QSA plan because of a previous diagnosis of cancer. Ask this simple question. Can I ask your help again? Who can you think of that I might be able to share the QSA plan with? Maybe you have 2 or 3 people who are important to you that may be thankful for the chance to hear about this important way to reduce the financial impact of fighting cancer. I promise to be as professional and courteous with them as I have with you. And do you know why this approach to gaining referrals works? Because it's genuine. Because people see and sense you are sincere. Because they've seen you have something of value to offer. Because they've experienced a satisfying experience with you. Because they value the relationship they have with you. Don't be surprised that for every person you share the QSA plan with and then ask for referrals, that you'll get an average of 2 to 8 names from each and every person you ask. And by the way, be sure to use the marvelous contact management system we built into the QSA Rep portal. This is a dandy tool for you to keep track of all your prospects in an easy and convenient tool. Now consider these referral names a chance to add to your relationship list. This is how you will have a constant and consistent way to grow your business. Folks, it works. Now, people often ask me, what are the secrets to succeeding with QSA, Chris? And here's what I tell them about success with QSA. You must be an expert on the QSA plan. People can spot a fake a mile away. Be an expert on the QSA plan. You must be terrific at giving the sales conversation. You must be committed to developing your relationship list. You must be committed to asking folks to sit down with you to hear about the QSA plan. And you must be committed to asking folks for referrals. I hope you see it's easy. You've heard me say this before. It just takes some hard work. But listen, you are not alone. You can count on me and the marvelous Queen Street America Charleston team to help you every step of the way. In fact, here's the deal. If you are in the middle of a conversation with someone about the QSA plan and you get stuck, or you're asked a question you can't answer, just stop right there and give me a call. My mobile number, 214-632-0173. Let me repeat it. My mobile number is 214-632-0173. If I can, I'll pick right up, and I'll try to coach you through things while you're with the prospect. But here's a warning. I work a lot of hours, and I'm totally committed to doing what I can to support your success, one new sale at a time. And you can take that commitment to the bank. But as many people in my life know, I have a tendency of going to bed on the early side. So if you have a 10 p.m. conversation with a prospect and need my help, I just may be in dreamland by that point. So please understand. So if I don't pick up, leave a message, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Now, here's another thing that I will offer to you, and this is, I'm putting myself out there. I will personally go where you are to lend a hand. And I don't care if you live in Greenville, South Carolina, or Ann Arbor, Michigan, or Germantown, Illinois, or Sioux Falls, one of my favorite towns in the world, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or any place you might live. I'll be there to support your sales activity efforts. The only thing I ask is you have at least 6 confirmed appointments with people on your relationship list to talk with about the QSA plan. I'll be there to coach you on giving the product conversation, and I'll be there to coach you on how to gain referrals. That's my commitment. So there you have it. I pledge to be your QSA coach either over the phone or in person. You just let me know how I can help you. Okay, now I've gone for 23 minutes, and I hope some of this has been helpful. This is a tough process to learn, but once you master it, you will grow your business in ways that you can't even imagine at this point right now. Hey, we are excited about what is happening with QSA. More states are approving the QSA plan, and we are talking with more and more people about joining QSA. And we're seeing progress on all fronts. It's pretty darn exciting to think how far we've come since our launch on January 2nd. 6 months now. And if that weren't enough, dig this. And let me whisper this in your ear so that it's just between you and me. And I'm really excited by this. Very soon, we will be announcing an important sponsorship partnership with a leading television show for women on the Lifetime channel. So stay tuned for more details. Yes, indeedy, QSA will be on network TV. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Stay focused on doing good, and I guarantee that you will do good and have some fun along the way. Bye for now, but may your God bless you and your family, and may she also bless your relationship list as well.
Thank you. Please